Hey everybody, Jeff aka GCurse here. I hope you're all having a great day. It is currently 5:19 p.m. Wow, I didn't realize how quickly the day was flying. 5:19 p.m. on the 12th of May 2024. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. If you have a child, congratulations. Happy Mother's Day. Before I get into the meat of this video, as always, if you liked what you watched, feel free to leave you can leave a thumbs up or a like, as they call it. You can click on subscribe, and you can click that bell if you like what you watch. Anyway, now onto the video. This is not going to be seen as this video is not meant to be seen as like an attack or anything, because it's not. I basically, I have a question, and that question is going to be asked pretty soon. Recently, I purchased the... let's go right here. I purchased the Studio Series 86 Autobot Blaster and Eject. I purchased it last Thursday when I was with my students. And here's the figure. The figure is nice overall. It's nice. Do not get me wrong. It's nice. I also have this is the Legacy package refresh of Blaster. It is literally the same guy. If you have this guy, you have this guy. The only difference is the paint job. And at which this is kind of where I'm going to be steering the question. After a few days, I gave my thoughts on a Facebook group that I am a prominent member of. Here, let's actually start with that, shall we? There we go. I know you can't really see it, I apologize. But basically, it's just me giving my thoughts about how I was honestly hoping that this figure was going to be something special, because the fandom, and I hate using that word because I do not consider myself part of the fandom, because the fandom is fucking toxic. When this figure was announced, several people went to Facebook, some went to YouTube, and they literally said that this figure was the superior to this guy. Why? Was it better build quality? Was it additional accessories? Was it additional additional cassettes? Was it a different head sculpt? No. The only reason that people said that this figure is the superior is the paint job. And I gave my thoughts, and honestly, to me, I am what you would call... Well, let me actually rephrase that. Let's see here. Is it number 7? To me, there are 3 types of collectors. There are the toy accurate collectors. Basically, people who, buy it, like, say, Kingdom Blaster, because he was supposed to be toy accurate. Then there are the cartoon accurate collectors that bought the Studio Series 86, but they, Blaster, because he was cartoon accurate, but they did not like the Kingdom release because he was not cartoon accurate. And then there is a mythical third group, which I like to consider myself to be part of. That mythical third group is the group that just does not care. I only care if I can get the figure. That's all I want. I just want Blaster. I'll be honest. I do not care as long as the colors are somewhat true to the character. It doesn't have to be exactly point for point. As long as you have the reds, yellow, I'm okay with that. It does not have to be, oh my god, is this a certain color red? Because the reds are a little bit different. Is this a certain color red, the same, or is this the same color red? I don't fucking care, as long as it's similar. I'm not the type of person that you literally have to have it be perfect. I am not that fucking, selective. I just want the fucking character, because when I was growing up, like a lot of us back in the 80s, I didn't have a chance to have Blaster. My mom was a single parent, and basically what she could afford was the smaller, I'm guessing you would call them the core class now. I'm not sure what the classification was back then, but it was like the Like the little throttle bots, if I remember correctly. The, the real small, cheap ones. The only time I'd get something bigger would be Christmas, and that's because my mom was able to put things on layaway and pay them off over the following months. And the big purchase that my mom got me was G2 Optimus Prime. I was happy with that, But like I said, I am the type of person that just cares if I can get the figure because I never had it, Well, that led, after I posted this, I got a response from a person that I talk to all the time. And basically, identification is censored for privacy reasons, but he basically said that it's so frustrating that he's going to buy it because he's a box collector and he's in line to complete the Studio Series 86 set. But, he would like to know what repacks and repaints are, like what there is, And that kind of made me think. And then I actually gave him a rather long, a thoughtful response, And basically, to sum it all up, I am a believer that there should be a roadmap for the consumer to see. I refuse to believe that Here, I'm going to put this way for... Oh, wait, wrong one. I refuse to believe that Hasbro does not know what they're going to do. I refuse that. I refuse that they do not know what they're going to do year to year. And I sure as hell do not think that these are actual leaks. They are not leaks. And I am pretty sure when they are getting ready to announce what the next trilogy of releases are going to be, they already know for the next 3 years what they're going to release. So, like I said, I think that there should be a roadmap. That way we can know well in advance what there is. That way, hey, you're waiting for what's it obscure? You're waiting for the trigger bots. We got you covered. Year 2 of the 13 primes, you're going to get all 3 of the trigger bots because over Legacy we released all 3 of the trigger cons. Now, as we're recording this, we only have Crankcase. Windsweeper is set to release July 21st, if I remember correctly. And for some fucking weird reason, Ruckus has not been announced yet, even though it's been reported that he is, in the works. So I believe that we should have a roadmap. Let's go back to this. Wait, no. I believe we should have a roadmap. Now, here's what comes up when I talk about the main question of this video. And basically, I honestly, personally feel that when it comes to Studio Series 86, each and every one of the figures... Wait, damn, I keep doing that. Each one and every one of the figures should be a new mold. Because I was under the impression, because I did not get into Studio Series until Studio Series 86, and from that, I kind of spun off into like the Bumblebee movie, and I'm actually starting with Rise of the Beast. But I was always under the impression that Studio Series was meant to be a little bit better than the mainline, basically. Now, let's see here. Hold on. Actually, I think I'll get to that right now. So, this is where I'm going to ask you the question. What is the future of Studio Series 86? And to that, I have a lot of stuff that, pictures I've been gathering up. I've actually been working on this project since about noon today when I got home from going out into town. So I've been doing this for about 5.5 hours, roughly. So, let's see here. But anyway, so like I said, I personally feel that each and every figure in the Studio Series, line, especially 86, should be a new mold. And it's not. This guy is the same as this guy. I did an in-depth look, and it is literally the same figure. All the way down to the face. Nothing changed. The only difference between this guy and this guy is the coloring. There's no difference there. They couldn't even be bothered to do a different head sculpt this time around. So if you literally were hoping that, hey, am I going to get something different with Studio Series 86 blaster? The answer is no. No, you're going to get the same blaster. The only real difference is not even blaster himself. They changed out the plastic. It's no longer clear plastic for eject. It is a solid plastic. So there you go. So I did a quick look online to see exactly what figures were in the Studio Series 86 line. And as you can see here, in the beginning, they started pretty strong with, molds that were made from the ground up for 86. Jazz, Cup, Blur, Hot Rod, Scourge, Grimlock, Slug, A lot of these figures in the beginning were brand new characters, or not characters, but brand new molds. And then they started to integrate mainline figures into 86, starting with Coronation Starscream. Now, people will say, well, he has different hands. And you're right, he does have different hands. But the majority of that figure, it's the same issue. Wait, wrong one. It is the same issue with Starscream as it is with this guy. Different paint scheme. That's it, with the exception of the hands. Whereas I feel that basically, it should be a new figure. But let's go back to this real quick. So, Coronation Starscream was Earthrise. Immigrant. Is immigrant the right word? Migration? No. God, He was planted basically from. I keep on saying immigrant, but I can't tell if that's the right word or not. But the fact is, he was already used in a whole different, product line. The same with Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper was Earthrise. And then we got another new figure. We got Junkie, Sludge. Arcee is, I think it's a slight retool, recoloring, but nothing really that different. Of Earthrise. Is it Earthrise or is it Kingdom? I can't recall. I think it could be Kingdom Arcee. And then we got a new figure of Ironhide. I don't know who number 18 is. It doesn't say who 18 is. We got Snarl, which was new. We got Prowl, which was the Dying Prowl. But if I remember correctly, that figure is based on the Earthrise 2-pack of Prowl and Ironhide. Then we got what I have to say is one of the best Studio Series 86 figures besides Grimlock, which is Ultra Magnus. Then we got Brawn, still brand new. Ratchet, still brand new. Although it's a repaint of another Studio Series 86 figure, which was Ironhide. But the fact is, it was based on a Studio Series 86 figure and not not another product line. Then we got Scrap Peep, Ironhide Dying, which is basically Studio Series 86 Ironhide. And then we have Swoop, and then just before Swoop, we have Blaster and Eject. And this is where I'm going to talk about what I think should actually happen. It's clear that they're starting to basically migrate. I think that's the right word. Hasbro is basically starting to migrate these figures from the other mainline, like say War for Cybertron, Legacy. They're migrating these figures to Studio Series. And that's where I kind of have a problem here, because Here you have the description on the back of the box. Big screen inspired, scale, detailed backdrop. And honestly, I'm sorry, but I see more in detail than just a color swap. I would have been slightly less disappointed with this figure if they at least did some sort of different head sculpt. Have his mouth be open or something, you know. Have him a little bit of a facial expression. But they literally did nothing. Like I said earlier, you have this guy, and you don't have this guy, you'll have this guy, basically. And if you have this guy, you have this guy. The only difference is the paint job. There is nothing different here. To even make this guy look a little bit different, I changed out his shins, you know, so you can see that they're different. I just wanted something a little bit different. But I do not feel that a different paint job equates to detail. I think when it comes to detail, I think I'm looking at the whole figure itself. Does it have a lot of detailing? And yes, the Kingdom Blaster, well, let's actually pull up the Kingdom Blaster. The Kingdom Blaster does have a lot of detail. I mean, for a lot of my other figures, he is, you know, pretty vastly detailed. So the real question is, what could they really do more? You know, they could do other things, but I just wish that they did something else other than a color swap. I'm not sure what they could do, but I just wish that they could have done something. Okay, so nope. So I took several pictures and then I combined them, as you can see here. And like I said, there is literally no real difference in detailing. That it's all color changes. It's all color changes, and that's it. Which is sad, because they had a chance to really convince the consumers to, you know, purchase this figure. Now, back when I did my posting, actually, wait, was it this one? I can't recall if it was this posting here or if it was this one. I can't recall. Well, I talked about how they could have really convinced people to go out and buy this figure, because if you do not care about cartoon accurate and you just want a figure like a, you know, if you just want to get Blaster and you already have this guy and you don't care that this guy is translucent, you're not going to really be that interested. You're not really going to be that interested in this guy. Hasbro had a chance to really get people to buy this figure if they did one simple thing. On top of releasing Eject, they should have also included Rewind. The argument that people would have had would be that it would be too cost prohibitive. Yeah, they could have, you know, had to jack up the price, you know, by a couple bucks. But the fact is, people would be more willing to buy this because this guy would have both of his minions. It's the same argument that it came with the Soundwave, Earthrise, or even Siege. Soundwave should have came with either Rumble and Frenzy or Ravage and Laserbeak. And they actually did none for Siege. It wasn't until the Earthrise Walmart special that you got both Ravage and Laserbeak, but you still didn't get Frenzy and Rumble. Okay, let's see here. But yeah, so like I said, there's nothing different there. And I already talked about that. I think that's about it. Okay, so basically, what do I think will most likely be the future of what will be the future of Studio Series 86. And at this point, honestly, I would not be shocked if in a few years that they honestly just start ceasing that subline of Studio Series. They're already migrating figures from the mainline. Your Blaster, your Starscream, your Arcee. Let's see, who else was there? Hold on, let's see here. Let's see, Starscream, Cliff Jumper, Arcee, Ratchet. You know, they're already starting to move some of these other figures into Studio Series. It's really going to be difficult to convince people, in my opinion, to buy more of those figures. The only ones that will actually be willing to even consider buying those figures are the cartoon accurate fan base. Like I said earlier, I am the type that falls in the third group. You know, I don't care. If you like cartoon accurate, fine. If you like toy accurate, hey, awesome. I honestly don't care. I have way too much on my plate to worry about what other people like, to be honest. I know it sounds mean, but it's true, you know? Like, the only thing I care about when it comes to everybody else is I care if they're getting a decent figure. That they're getting a well-made figure. And I could talk about Sandstorm and how that figure was a fucking letdown, to be honest. But yeah, I think, honestly, within a few years, Studio Series 86 is going to cease. What I think that they should do, honestly, after a certain point of what they're releasing right now for Studio Series 86, I think that they should just start moving those figures back to the main line and be done with it. Now, something I did not mention because it's not here on the list is that there are 3 figures that has not been formally announced really yet. We have one Space Bridge announcement, and that is for Studio Series 86. Springer. And then we still have rumors are that we're supposed to be getting a Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime, and possibly either a Leader Class or a Commander Class Megatron. What has a lot of people concerned is that apparently it sounds like that Springer will be migrating from Siege. The only difference is he'll be getting a few extra accessories and a different color scheme. But it's not going to be a new figure built up from the ground up like, say, Ultra Magnus. The reports are that Optimus Prime is going to be he's going to be migrating from Earthrise. So basically, we may get Earthrise Optimus Prime with a different color scheme, possibly Roller, which I don't understand why they never gave Roller to Optimus Prime back on Earthrise, unless this was part of the plan for Studio Series 86, that they're going to give Roller to that version of Optimus Prime, because they know if this is going to literally be just a migrating Optimus Prime from Earthrise, nobody's going to buy it. Nobody is going to buy it. They know that. They've released that figure so many fucking times that people are done. They're like, no more Optimus Prime. We have Optimus Prime from Earthrise. We have dead Optimus Prime, or alternate mode, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. We have the Walmart exclusive Optimus Prime. I can't think if there was anything else. But that's 3 right there. And then you're telling us Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime is Earthrise Optimus Prime with, no, we're not going to buy that. So they are going to probably put Roller into this package, because they know that everybody wants Roller. It isn't so much Optimus Prime at this point. They want Roller because Roller has been with Optimus since the beginning, basically. And then rumor is that Leader Class or Commander Class Megatron will most likely be Earthrise Megatron, just with a better paint scheme and, a couple of additional accessories. Possibly the mace that he was spinning around. I think it was in the earlier episodes around the pilot, if I remember correctly, on the dam. And possibly like a small blaster or something. But this goes back to what I said. If those three figures, Springer, Optimus Prime, and Megatron, if those three figures are nothing but figures that are migrating from earlier toy lines, I think that could literally spell the death song, whatever you want to call it. It'll spell the death for Studio Series 86. I know people don't like that idea, but it's fucking true. Those three figures are going to have to be built from the ground up. And I just don't think Hasbro is going to do that. I think that they're going to try to take the easy way out. They're going to try to do the blaster idea, where they're going to just slap on a new coat of paint and push them out. But yeah, so I think in the near future, they're just going to quietly... It's not even going to be an announcement. It's not even going to be an announcement that we're scudding. We're scudding? Is that the right word? Or we're basically junking Studio Series 86. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. It's going to be a slow die down of product for Studio Series 86, and then once they get done with all that, let's say towards the end of the 13 Primes, for example, we're going to start seeing G1. Let's throw out a character that was in Studio Series in the Transformers the movie, Wind Charger. Let's just say Wind Charger. We will see Wind Charger. However, it'll say on the low descriptor on the... Oh, it doesn't have it. I was going to say on the box, from the box. But, hold on. I'll actually get one that does. I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So, on the front of the box, what I was saying is that, say by the end of the 13 Primes, that final chapter, or whatever you want to call it, they'll bring out Wind Charger. And on the front, like say here, for this guy, for Shard... instead of it just, instead of it saying G1 Universe, it could say G1 Universe, but then it'll say movie or some sort of, identifier to let us know that this character is from the G1 movie. They'll start doing that at a certain point where they're going to just start adding more figures to the main line that you would have normally seen in Studio Series 86 because they quietly ceased that product line. But yeah, so that was my, that's what I thought regarding the future of Studio Series 86. I think honestly, if the major three upcoming figures, the Springer, Optimus Prime, and Megatron, I think if any of those three figures are carryovers, I think that's better. Carryover. If any of those three figures are carryovers from an earlier product line, I think we're going to be in big trouble, and that we are going to be looking at the possible conclusion of Studio Series 86. They'll keep releasing other Studio Series product lines, the Bumblebee movie, the Rise of the Beast, the Bayverse. You'll still get those. The gaming, I think the gamer edition figures, I think they still have quite a long shelf life ahead of them. But when it comes to these guys, I think I think right now we're treading water, and the direction of Studio Series 86 is going to be determined when those major three unannounced, unshown figures. The Springer, Optimus Prime, Megatron. I think that when we see those 3 figures, we're going to get an idea of the direction that Studio Series is going to go. If the products are carryovers, Studio Series has a few years left to live. If those figures are, which I'm hoping will be brand new molds and everything, like Ultra Magnus, like Hot Rod, like the Dinobots, I think that Studio Series 86 will last for quite a while longer. But the future is, in my opinion, it's literally hanging on by what happens when those 3 figures are revealed. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think Studio Series 86 has a long life left? Do you think that it's in trouble and treading water? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you like what you watched, feel free to click that like button, click on subscribe, click on the bell. You'll be alerted to whenever I release new content. You can also find all my media and everything in the description below, including ways to contact me like Facebook, email, Twitter, all that shit. So until next time, my name is Jeff, aka GCurse, wishing you all a great day and stay safe, everybody. Peace out.